start with a thought-provoking question. Have you ever wondered what truly defines a good person in today's chaotic world? Let's dive into the Stoic principles that can help illuminate this path. Welcome to our exploration of what it means to be a good person through the lens of Stoic philosophy. In a world that often seems chaotic and morally ambiguous, we find ourselves grappling with the question, what truly defines goodness? Stoicism offers us a framework that emphasizes the importance of personal values and virtues in shaping our understanding of morality. The Stoics, thinkers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, believe that virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance are the cornerstones of a good life. These virtues not only guide our actions, but also illuminate our character, helping us navigate the complexities of human interaction. Imagine walking through the bustling streets of New York City, where the pace is relentless and the diversity of perspectives can be overwhelming. Here, the question of what it means to be a good person can take on many forms, influenced by our backgrounds, experiences, and the societies we inhabit. As we delve deeper into this topic, let's keep in mind that the Stoic approach encourages us to cultivate virtues that resonate within us, fostering a sense of moral clarity amidst the noise of the world around us. In our modern world, defining what it means to be a good person can be a daunting task. The challenge lies in subjective morality. What is considered good can vary drastically across different cultures and environments. Take, for instance, the vibrant city of New York. Here, in this bustling metropolis, the pace of life is frenetic, and the diverse population brings a myriad of beliefs and values. For some, being good might mean helping a stranger on the subway, while for others, it might be adhering to the unwritten rules of personal space and independence. Contrast this with a rural community, where the rhythm of life is slower and interconnectedness is often more palpable. Here, kindness might manifest in communal gatherings or neighborly favors, where everyone knows each other and relationships are built on trust and familiarity. This stark difference highlights how context influences our moral compass. It's essential to acknowledge that these varying perspectives are not inherently wrong. They simply reflect the unique experiences and values of different societies. A study revealed that nearly 70% of people encounter moral dilemmas in their daily lives, caught in the crossfire of their values and societal expectations. This statistic underscores the complexity of defining goodness in a world where opinions and cultural norms can clash. As we navigate these moral landscapes, we must remember that Stoicism teaches us to focus on our internal virtues rather than external judgments. By grounding ourselves in principles such as wisdom and justice, we can find commonality amidst the chaos, fostering a clearer understanding of what it truly means to be a good person in an ever-changing world. In our fast-paced world, moral dilemmas are an everyday occurrence, and a staggering number of individuals grapple with these challenges regularly. Studies reveal that approximately 70% of people report facing significant moral dilemmas in their lives at least once a month. This statistic highlights a critical aspect of human existence: the intricacy of defining goodness amidst diverse cultural contexts and personal experiences. Consider this. You might find yourself in a situation where a friend asks you to keep a secret that could potentially harm another individual. What do? The Stoics would advise us to weigh our actions against our core values. This challenge illustrates the essence of subjective morality. What may seem like a simple decision for one person could be a profound moral crisis for another. In bustling environments like New York City, where personal ambitions often clash with ethical considerations, the clarity of moral choices can become obscured. Moreover, different cultures impart varying lessons about what constitutes goodness. For instance, in some communities, the emphasis may lie on familial loyalty, while in others, it may prioritize honesty above all. This disparity can lead to confusion and conflict when navigating moral landscapes. In light of these complexities, the Stoic perspective encourages us to return to our virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance as guideposts. By aligning our decisions with these virtues, we can navigate the murky waters of morality with greater clarity and confidence. Ultimately, the real challenge is not merely identifying what is good, but actively striving to embody those principles in our daily lives, regardless of the circumstances we face. Imagine walking down the bustling streets of New York City, surrounded by a sea of faces, each with their own story. In the midst of this chaos, it's easy to forget that every person is navigating their own struggles. Stoicism teaches us that empathy is not just a virtue, but a crucial part of our moral framework. When we practice empathy, we step into the shoes of others, understanding their feelings and perspectives. Consider a scenario where you see someone, perhaps a young woman, struggling with heavy bags as she attempts to navigate the subway stairs. In that moment, you have a choice: to continue on your hurried path or to lend a hand. Stoicism encourages us to recognize that our actions, no matter how small, can have profound impacts on others. By helping her, you're not only making her day a little easier, but you're also reaffirming your commitment to the Stoic virtue of justice, which emphasizes fairness and kindness toward others. In fact, studies show that simple acts of kindness can create a ripple effect, inspiring others to pay it forward. This concept is beautifully illustrated in the story of a man who, after receiving help from a stranger on a rainy day, decided to buy coffee for the next person in line at a cafe. This small gesture sparked a chain reaction of kindness, reminding us that empathy can transform not just our day, but the atmosphere of an entire community. In a city where people are often seen rushing past one another, embracing empathy allows us to connect on a deeper level, fostering a sense of belonging and understanding. It's a reminder that we are all part of a larger whole, and our collective humanity is enhanced when we choose to act with kindness. So the next time you find yourself in a similar situation, pause and ask yourself, how can I be a force of goodness in someone else's life today? After all, being a good person is as much about the choices we make in our daily interactions as it is about our internal moral compass. Let's take a moment to explore the profound importance of honesty in our lives, particularly through the lens of Stoic philosophy. Imagine a bustling coffee shop in New York City, where the energy is palpable and everyone seems to be in a hurry. Here, a young entrepreneur named Alex faces a moral dilemma. He has just completed a pitch for a potential partnership that could elevate his startup to new heights. After the meeting, he realizes that he inadvertently exaggerated his company's performance numbers. The easy choice would be to let it slide. After all, in the fast-paced world of business, who would really notice? But let's reflect on the Stoic idea that our character is defined not by our circumstances, but by our choices. Honesty, according to Stoicism, is more than just a personal virtue. It is the foundation of trust and integrity. When Alex grapples with his decision, he recalls the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, who famously stated, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." By choosing to be honest, Alex not only preserves his integrity, but also fosters trust with his potential partners. The repercussions of his honesty might be uncomfortable in the short term, but they ultimately pave the way for authentic relationships built on transparency. Now let's consider how this principle applies to our everyday lives. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where telling a little white lie seemed harmless? Perhaps you agreed with a friend's opinion just to avoid conflict, or you didn't speak up when you noticed a colleague taking credit for someone else's work. Stoicism teaches us that our moral compass should guide us through these murky waters. The practice of honesty may require courage, especially in a society that often rewards deceit or exaggeration, but it is essential for personal growth and the development of a virtuous character. In a world where misinformation spreads like wildfire, being a beacon of honesty can have a ripple effect. It encourages others to act with integrity and creates an environment where trust can flourish. So, as we reflect on Alex's dilemma, let's ask ourselves, how can we embody honesty in our lives? What small but significant choices can we make today that align with our values? By committing to honesty, we take a step toward becoming better individuals, not just for ourselves, but for those around us. Remember, as the Stoics remind us, our actions define us, and the journey toward virtue is ongoing. The path may be challenging, but the rewards, trust, respect, and inner peace are well worth the effort. Altruism, the selfless concern for the well-being of others, is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believe that true happiness and fulfillment stem from acting in accordance with virtue, which inherently includes caring for others. Imagine walking through a bustling city like New York, where the pace is frenetic and everyone seems consumed by their own lives. In this environment, small acts of kindness can seem like rare gems. Consider the story of a New Yorker named Sarah. One morning, while hurrying to work, she noticed an elderly man struggling to cross the street. In that moment, she faced a choice: continue her hurried pace or pause to help. Choosing the latter, she guided him safely to the other side. This simple act of altruism not only brightened the man's day, but also provided Sarah with a sense of fulfillment that her career-driven morning routine often lacked. Stoicism teaches us that our actions should be guided by our values, and altruism is a powerful expression of these values in action. It's about understanding that we are all interconnected. The well-being of one contributes to the well-being of all. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." This perspective invites us to see every interaction as a chance to make a positive impact. Moreover, altruism can create a ripple effect. When we engage in selfless acts, we inspire others to do the same, fostering a community rooted in support and compassion. Think of a time when someone's kindness motivated you to extend a helping hand to another. That moment of connection is precisely what Stoicism advocates, a recognition that our actions resonate beyond ourselves. In practical terms, altruism can manifest in many forms: volunteering at a local shelter, lending a listening ear to a friend in need, or even offering a smile to a stranger. These actions, while seemingly small, contribute to a larger tapestry of kindness that can transform our communities. Stoicism encourages us to reflect on our daily choices. Are they self-serving, or do they contribute to the greater good? By cultivating a habit of altruism, we align ourselves with the Stoic ideal of living virtuously, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling life. So, as you navigate your own life, consider how you can incorporate acts of altruism into your routine. Whether it's helping a neighbor or simply being present for someone who needs it, these actions not only define us as good people, but also enrich our own lives in profound ways. Let's take a moment to pause and reflect on ourselves. In the fast-paced rhythm of life, especially in a bustling environment like New York City, it's easy to get caught up in the noise and forget to look inward. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-reflection as a means of personal growth. Imagine you're facing a tough decision at work. Perhaps a colleague has taken credit for your idea. How do you respond? Do you lash out in anger, or do you take a step back to consider the situation from a broader perspective? This is where self-reflection comes into play. By taking the time to analyze our thoughts and feelings, we can identify our values and principles. Ask yourself, what do I stand for? What virtues do I wish to embody? Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius emphasized the need for daily reflection, suggesting we should examine our actions and motives regularly. This practice allows us to align our behavior with our values, fostering a sense of integrity. Think about how self-reflection can lead to personal growth. Perhaps you've had a moment where you realized you weren't acting in accordance with your values. Acknowledging that misalignment is the first step toward change. It's not about being perfect, it's about striving for improvement. For instance, a simple act of kindness, like helping a stranger carry their groceries, can be a reflection of your willingness to be empathetic and altruistic. As you engage in this process, consider journaling your thoughts or discussing them with a trusted friend. Sharing your experiences can provide insights and help you see things from different perspectives. Over time, this practice of self-reflection can enhance your self-awareness, leading to a more profound understanding of what it means to be a good person in today's world. Remember, the journey of self-improvement is continuous. Embrace it, and you'll find that the traits of empathy, honesty, and altruism will begin to manifest more naturally in your life, guiding you toward becoming the person you aspire to be. Consider the case of a well-known figure from New York City, someone who has faced significant moral dilemmas in the public eye. Let's take the example of former Mayor Ed Koch. During his time in office, Koch was often torn between the demands of powerful interests and the needs of the citizens he served. One pivotal moment came during a crisis in the city, when a devastating subway accident claimed lives. The public was in despair, and many criticized the city's response. Koch had a choice. He could deflect blame and protect his political interests, or he could step forward, take responsibility, and work toward meaningful change. In that moment, Koch chose the latter. He held a press conference where he admitted that the system needed reform and pledged to prioritize the safety of the city's transit system. This act of honesty and accountability not only transformed public perception, but also sparked a wave of reforms that would ultimately save lives. Koch's story illustrates that we all possess the capacity for both good and bad actions. It's not about being perfect, but about how we respond in crucial moments that defines our character. In Stoicism, this aligns with the idea of virtue ethics, where our choices reflect our inner values and integrity. Koch's decision to confront the uncomfortable truth, rather than evade it, is a testament to his growth. It reminds us that our actions are often shaped by the circumstances we find ourselves in, and recognizing the potential for both good and bad within us encourages a commitment to strive for virtue, no matter the situation. As we reflect on this, think about your own life. Have you faced moments where you had to choose between the easy path and the one that aligned with your values? Each of us has the ability to choose good over bad, and those choices, even in small moments, contribute to our journey toward being a good person. In our exploration of what it means to be a good person, we must confront a profound truth. Our capacity for both good and bad actions is inherent within each of us. This duality is a central tenet of Stoic philosophy, which teaches us that while we may not control our external circumstances, we do control our reactions and decisions. Let's reflect on the story of a well-known figure from New York, someone like the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Early in her career, she faced significant gender discrimination in a male-dominated legal field. Rather than succumbing to despair or bitterness, she used her experience as a catalyst for change. This pivotal moment in her life ignited a passion for justice, not only for herself but for countless women and marginalized groups. Her journey was not merely about achieving personal success. It was about advocating for the rights of others and striving for a more equitable society. This transformative experience highlights that our actions and decisions can significantly shape our identity and purpose. Just as Ginsburg evolved from a struggling law student to a beacon of justice, we too can undergo personal growth through our challenges and moral dilemmas. It reminds us that being a good person is not a destination, but a continuous journey. We should not seek perfection, but rather strive for progress. This journey involves self-reflection and an openness to learn from our mistakes. Consider how your own experiences have shaped your understanding of goodness. Have there been moments in your life that challenged your morals? How did you respond? Each of these experiences contributes to our evolving nature as individuals. In Stoic thought, the idea of self-improvement is crucial. It's about recognizing our flaws and committing to a path of virtue. Therefore, let's embrace the notion that being a good person is less about rigid definitions and more about the ongoing pursuit of wisdom, empathy, and ethical living. This perspective invites us to be compassionate with ourselves and others, reminding us that we are all works in progress on the path to becoming better versions of ourselves. As we reflect on our exploration of what it means to be a good person through the lens of Stoicism, it becomes clear that the traits we discussed, empathy, honesty, and altruism, are not mere abstract concepts but vital components of a life well lived. Empathy allows us to connect deeply with others, fostering understanding in a world that often feels disconnected. Consider how a simple act of kindness can ripple through the lives of others, creating a web of compassion in our communities. Honesty, on the other hand, builds the foundation of trust that is essential for meaningful relationships. When we choose to be honest, even in difficult situations, we cultivate integrity and respect, both for ourselves and for those around us. Altruism, as Stoic thought suggests, is not just about self-sacrifice. It's about recognizing our shared humanity and taking action to uplift those in need. It's about stepping beyond our own interests and contributing to the greater good. Remember, the journey toward becoming a good person is ongoing. It requires continuous self-reflection and personal growth. As we navigate life's challenges, let's strive to embody these virtues, understanding that it's not about perfection but progress. So, as you move forward, ask yourself, how can you practice empathy, honesty, and altruism in your daily life? Embrace this journey, and you'll find that each step leads you closer to living a virtuous life, one that not only benefits you but also enriches the world around you.